There's a weight that walks ahead of you even before you say a word. It enters the room before your feet do. It shapes the handshake. It colors the silence. That weight is your reputation. We live in a world that watches, a world that remembers, even when we forget. And not every whisper becomes a headline. Not every deed is witnessed. But every action leaves a trace. Over time, those traces tell a story, one that people begin to trust or avoid. Reputation isn't built in noise. It's built in quiet decisions, in the choice to do right when no one's watching, in the refusal to cut corners, in the patience to keep promises even when it costs you something. It's not what you post or polish. It's what people feel when they hear your name. The truth is, opportunity has eyes. It looks for people it can depend on. Doors may swing open for talent, but they stay open for character. And if trust is the currency of leadership, then reputation is the credit score. You don't always get to see it working, but you'll feel it when it's broken. I've seen people try to outrun their past, try to speak over the echoes of bad decisions, but the world has long ears. The only way to truly change the story is to change the behavior. Not once, not twice, but every single time it counts. Reputation isn't repaired by words. It's rebuilt by evidence. People don't remember what you claimed. They remember what you proved. They remember how you made them feel. And when the moment comes, when you need someone to vouch for you, to open a door, to believe in you, the strength of your reputation will either rise like a shield or collapse like dust. So I'll say this, guard it well. Build it slowly, and live every day like someone's watching, because someone always is. Not to impress them, but to stay true to the man or woman you promised yourself you'd become. Because in the end, everything that matters, trust, respect, influence, opportunity, depends on reputation. And reputation, my friend, depends on you. Opportunity doesn't knock on every door, it knocks on reputable ones. That statement carries more weight than it may first seem. Opportunity is not random, not entirely accidental. It tends to follow a path, one carved by trust, integrity, and consistency. It seeks out those who have built something solid, something dependable, something known. Reputation is not just what others think of you. It is what they have come to expect from you based on what you've already proven. In a world full of noise, pretense, and promises, opportunity does not gamble. It looks for history. It looks for character. It looks for a name that carries the weight of responsibility and the light of dependability. You can be talented, brilliant even, but without a reputation that supports your name, opportunity hesitates. It doesn't walk blindfolded into just any room. It listens for the sound of consistency. It's not just about being good once. It's about being good again and again, even when no one's watching. Reputable doors aren't made of luck or charisma. They're made of choices, sacrifices, and earned respect. People open doors for those they can rely on. Trust is the foundation, and trust isn't given. It's earned over time through action, through commitment, through doing what you say you'll do. Opportunity has ears too. It listens to the way your name is spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. It hears how your colleagues describe you, how your neighbors speak of you, how your actions linger in the minds of those who dealt with you. It knows if you cut corners. It knows if your handshake is backed by your word. It knows if your presence brings value or suspicion. And when it's looking to bless someone with a new chance, a platform, a new role, it turns toward those who have laid down a record of credibility. Many people chase opportunity without building the ground that opportunity needs to land on. They hope for breakthroughs while ignoring the power of a steady reputation. But no matter how fast you run, you can't outrun your name. Your name goes ahead of you in meetings, in interviews, in contracts, in introductions. Your name is spoken long before you arrive, and when that name is spoken with respect, when it carries a story of honor, diligence, and principle, the doors don't just open, they invite you in. Opportunity often travels through people. People refer people. People recommend people. They rarely recommend the unknown or the uncertain. They recommend those whose names feel safe, whose stories feel reliable. That's where reputation works its quiet magic. Not loud, not flashy, but dependable. An opportunity has no interest in risking what it offers. It goes where it feels it will be valued and protected. It doesn't want to be wasted or disrespected. It wants to multiply, to grow, and it knows that can only happen in the soil of a strong reputation. There are those who think charisma can replace character, that charm can substitute for substance. But opportunity sees through the surface. It asks, who have you been? What do people say when you're not in the room? Are you the same behind the curtain as you are on the stage? Do you show up when it matters? Do you keep your word when it's hard? These are the questions reputation answers. And these are the answers opportunity looks for before it ever knocks. A good reputation is like a lighthouse in the fog. It signals safety, clarity, and guidance. It stands tall even when storms come, and people trust it to lead them to safe harbors. Opportunity, like a ship at sea, looks for those lighthouses. It moves toward those who shine with consistency and strength. You don't have to chase it as hard when you've built a name it wants to come to, but a reputation can't be bought, borrowed, or built overnight. It's the result of small, honest decisions repeated day after day. It's what you do when you could take the easy road, but don't. It's how you treat people who can't do anything for you. It's how you respond when things don't go your way. And when all of that has built a record, when that record becomes your name, opportunity remembers. It doesn't forget the weight of integrity, so when opportunity comes knocking, it's not by accident, it's not luck, it's not coincidence. It's a response to a reputation that has quietly earned its way into the hearts and minds of others. Opportunity has standards, and it doesn't waste time on every door. It chooses those whose character has built a foundation strong enough to carry what it brings, because what it brings is not just a moment, it's a test that only a reputable name can pass. Reputation is the mirror that reflects your integrity to the world. It is not something you carry in your hands or wear like a badge. It's something that forms in the hearts and minds of others based on what they've seen, heard, and experienced about you. It is the result of your actions, your choices, and your consistency. Integrity is your inner compass, but reputation is how the world reads the signals that compass sends. You may speak about values and principles, but it is through your conduct that those words are confirmed or contradicted. Reputation is the outward evidence of inward character. It reveals whether what you claim is aligned with how you live. Integrity is often silent. It doesn't call attention to itself, and it doesn't demand recognition. It just does what is right, regardless of who is watching, but even in that quiet, it leaves traces. It shapes the way you speak, the way you handle conflict, the way you treat those who can do nothing for you. And people notice. They remember the strength behind your silence, the steadiness in your decisions, the humility in your leadership. Reputation forms through these repeated moments when your integrity becomes visible. It is your private choices echoed in the public square. A mirror reflects only what is shown to it. It cannot invent, exaggerate, or hide what's real. Reputation does the same. It reflects what you have allowed it to reflect. You cannot fake consistency. You cannot forge character. Over time, the image becomes clear. Reputation becomes the story people tell when you're not there to tell it yourself. It becomes the trust that precedes you into rooms you haven't yet entered. It becomes the reason someone might give you a second chance or quietly close a door. Some people believe they can shape reputation through clever words or polished images, but the world has learned to see past that. It watches when the pressure's on. It sees how you respond when things go wrong, when no one's watching, when the cost is high. That's when reputation is either strengthened or shattered, because in those moments, integrity steps forward, or it doesn't. And what people witness becomes their memory of you. Over time, that memory becomes your reputation. It is not built by what you promise. It is built by what you prove. A reputation rooted in integrity does not rise and fall with gossip or opinion. It holds steady through time and trial because it reflects something real. It is not flawless because people are not perfect, but it carries a strength that only comes from truth. People trust those whose reputations are shaped by integrity because they know what to expect. There is a reliability, a calm, a presence that comes with someone whose values are not situational. Their word holds weight, their actions align with their principles, and their reputation mirrors that. You cannot control every word spoken about you, but you can control what you give them to talk about. You can control the level of honesty you bring into your relationships, the respect you show in every interaction, the effort you pour into your commitments. You can't demand a good reputation, but you can earn it by being the kind of person whose integrity is too clear to be ignored. In the end, what you reflect becomes what you're known for. What you are in private eventually shapes what you are in public. And the people around you, colleagues, friends, strangers, are constantly receiving the reflection of your character, whether you intend it or not. The value of a good reputation cannot be overstated. It opens doors without you asking. It grants you influence without you demanding it. It makes people listen when you speak and believe you even when they disagree. It's not about being liked, it's about being respected, and that respect doesn't come from status or noise. It comes from truth, from doing the right thing when it's hard, from walking the path of integrity when shortcuts are tempting, from staying grounded when others lose their way. Reputation is not about perfection. It is about direction. It's about living in such a way that even when you fall, people trust you'll get back up the right way. When you're wrong, they trust you'll admit it. When you lead, they trust you'll do it with humility and courage. That trust is priceless, and it comes not from who you say you are, but from what your actions reveal. In the end, the mirror of reputation shows the world what kind of person you truly are. And that image, once seen, lasts far longer than any speech, title, or appearance. It becomes your legacy.